So welcome back to Climbing Mountains YouTube channel. We are running our segment, Contractor Horror Stories. We have a guest back. It's Javier Bustamante, Foundation Care Gutter.
Yeah.
And he'll be sharing the horror stories with us. So please proceed.
Thank you so much for having me, Alex. So again, my name is Javier Bustamante. I own Foundation Care Gutter. We're here in San Antonio, Texas. Horror story. So I had a customer who had recently bought a house and he had put a lot of money into the house. It was an older home and he renovated it on the inside, but then he needed gutters done. And so he hired a company that apparently was a gutter company. And let me start off with saying this. So when you look at the roof line on your house, you will see the fascia board, which is normally a 6x2 lumber. The fascia board on most homes is flat or straight like this. Some construction, especially older homes, they used to in the past have the fascia board canted at an angle like this. So the fascia board is facing down like that. And installing gutter on fascia board that is at an angle is a lot more tricky, because when you put up the gutter, if you could imagine this is the back of the gutter, when you put it up against the fascia, well, the fascia is canted at an incline. So you need to put bumpers on the back. A bumper is a clip that goes on the back of the gutter and has like a dovetail. Then we cut it off to a specific size, and the dovetail pushes the gutter and keeps it plumb, so that the gutter doesn't retract back, doesn't swing back, and adopts the inclination of the fascia board, which is canted. So that is very important. But also, when you attach the gutter to the house, there's a very long screw. The fascia board at the very top has a piece of lumber called a 1x2 or fascia build-out. That is what the gutter gets attached onto, to the 1x2. It is 1x2. It's a strip of lumber. But when the fascia is canted, if you don't orient the screw to go in exactly smack dab in the middle of the 1x2, and the screw is going in too low down, it's gonna splinter the 1x2, because the screw went through the 1x2 at the bottom, so it just ruins the lumber. And that gives way for water to get into the house, for rot damage to occur. So this homeowner, he hired a gutter company, and they use recycled gutter pieces. So instead of using seamless gutter, which they said they were gonna do, they used recycled gutter from some other house, and then they joined it without telling the homeowner. And then to make matters worse, they weren't careful with what I was explaining about the screw going in the middle of the 1x2. They splintered the 1x2 lumber all around the house. And then to make matters worse, the back of the gutter that should be behind the drip edge flashing was outside of the drip edge flashing, which is not up to code. And when it is done like this incorrectly, water seeps in between the back of the gutter and the drip edge. Water goes right in between and it rots the fascia. The back of the gutter has to be behind the drip edge to insulate the lumber from the water. So everything that could have been done incorrectly was done incorrectly. So the homeowner immediately saw everything that I'm describing. Well, he didn't know about the back of the gutter not being behind the drip edge. I educated him about that. But he saw all of the lumber splintered. He saw that the gutter material was recycled. He took the contractor, he took him to court. He sued him, and he called multiple gutter companies. And he said that of the 4 or 5 different gutter companies that came out to give him a solution on how to fix that, we were the most thorough one on explaining to him what was done incorrectly and what was needed to fix everything properly. He was very happy with the result. Us as a gutter company, we are in Thumbtack, the app for contractors, Thumbtack. I highly recommend that app if you ever need a contractor. But if you go to Thumbtack and you look us up, you'll read our reviews. Very very quickly you'll be able to spot the review that pertains to this story, and you can see what the homeowner had to say about us in terms of fixing the issue. So yeah, hiring someone who doesn't have the expertise, the experience, can definitely cost you a lot of money in the long run.